17,000 years ago, the world is in the grip of the last great ice age. In the south of France, food is scarce. The humans who live here are modern Homo sapiens. They're waging a war for their survival. This is what they have spent days stalking: wild horses. They were hoping for more, but the brutal climate is killing off the herds. They can't afford to let them escape. Clan leader Beorg knows that to kill big game animals, they must risk their lives. But Guyan is his only son, and Beorg doesn't want to lose him. The hunters know that game is scarce, but what they don't know is why. Modern humans evolved 100,000 years ago. These were the worst climate conditions our species ever faced. They are affecting the entire planet. It is the height of the last great ice age. Throughout the Earth's history, thousands of ice ages have frozen the planet. The most recent one was near its peak 17,000 years ago. Permanent ice spread from the poles, swallowing a third of the landmass. Across the northern hemisphere, the continents were crushed under ice over a mile thick. In France, giant glaciers descended from the mountains. Clans of Ice Age humans who had lived here for tens of thousands of years were being fenced into a shrinking land. Many of them have taken refuge from the ice along the Atlantic coastline. This clan has learned to survive here, eking out a living from the ocean. But the fishing is slow. Only Zia, the clan leader's daughter, is having any success.
Easy!
There are 15 people in this clan. Each person plays a part in the group's survival. Their specialized skills transform raw materials into tools. Some make weapons from stone. Others use bone needles to make clothes warm enough to protect them. Working together is the key to their survival. But today, hunger is creating tension.
Zia! Je voelen van. Je Xavier.
Buhulan Bungo genannte Sikinyan.
After days away, the hunters return with only one horse. Beorg's first responsibility is towards his family, his wife, his daughter Zia, and his eldest son Guyan. But as the clan leader, he must share the kill with everyone.
Zo'n kunstenoot. Zo. Rafne. En gaan we weg? Rafne. En gaan we weg? Zij bien. Dat is Andy.
Beorg's clan need to kill more game than this to survive. This horse will last less than a week. Beorg knows his clan is in trouble. No part of the horse is wasted. By eating brains and eyes, they get vitamins they can't get anywhere else. And in the marrow of the bones, they find the most crucial food of all, fat. It gives them energy and warmth to survive in this freezing climate.
Kapitein Siddiq. Gewie. Begin jij niet. Wat moet dat? Wat niet Beorg, hè?
With full stomachs, life is good. But soon the hunger will be back.
Balaribat! Gewie.
A week later, the horse meat is all but gone.
York. Nini?
Çeker. Kevin Kennedy.
Je Xavier. Gavariti. Je Xavier. Riti! Dirty bod, Beorg! You dirty bod! You Xavier! You Xavier, Beorg! Ibig sabihin,
As the leader, Beorg must punish the murderer. He is also the clan's shaman. He buries his finest spear points as an offering, so that the spirits might guide his decision. It is tradition among all clans to either kill or exile a murderer.
Mackay! Ingyan sali.
The exile knows that he needs the clan to survive. Alone, his chances are slim.
what are we doing?
Appetizer. Keine heathen. Beturvakian. Betugagan.
Beorg now must provide a solution to their hunger, or there will be more deaths. To Beorg's people, this cave is the center of their spiritual world. It is sacred. As their shaman, Beorg must make life and death decisions for the group. Here is where he makes them. Deep underground are secret chambers. There he will paint images and seek visions. He is hoping they will show him the way to end starvation in his clan. "17,000 years ago, in caves across Spain and France, Ice Age clans left the most amazing record of their culture. Their art. Beorg will hunt seals. It is not a decision he takes lightly. To reach them, he must lead an expedition to the most dangerous place they know. The Atlantic Ocean. Beorg knows seals can be found beyond the horizon. He will take his daughter Zia, his son Guyan, and Guyan's friend Giard. Everyone else will await their return. The younger generation have never been far out in the open ocean before. Beorg fears for their lives. They must be totally self-sufficient. Where they're going, there will be no firewood and no fresh water. Zia's in charge of life support. Without her dried lichen for tinder, there will be no fire. They pack specially designed seal harpoons. They may not return for weeks. Their boat, covered in skins and waterproofed with fat, will be their home. The hunters are pursuing seals. Their hides, meat, and especially their fat might save their clan. But they have good reason to be apprehensive. Because the seals inhabit a totally alien environment. The pack ice. It's a rich hunting ground, but full of hidden dangers. Seals feed and breed amid the ice. They are at home among the powerful freezing currents that run beneath.
Barudon, Angrevak. Itsu, Igasti, Usunimeke.
Every year in Ice Age Europe, the clan's world was utterly transformed. At the onset of winter, the entire coast of Europe froze. The ice reached as far south as the Mediterranean. But even more dramatically, this ice extended as a 30-foot thick sheet across the middle of the Atlantic. And all the way to North America. 2 million square miles of ocean would freeze solid every year. Europe and North America, connected by almost 4,000 miles of ice. An ice bridge. Could the clan use this to discover America? While tracking seals, the hunters are focused on survival. Where warm currents meet the pack ice, life is abundant. But they need more than fish if they are to feed the clan back home. The frozen seas were fed by vast glaciers, often over a mile thick, that dumped billions of tons of nutrient-rich soil into the water. These nutrients were carried under the ice floes, providing the ideal environment for microscopic algae to grow. The algae provided a rich harvest. It supported billions of fish. In turn, this meant populations of birds and seals massively increased. For the hunters who faced starvation on land, the ocean was bountiful. After a week of hard paddling, they are now almost 100 miles off the French coast. They set up a camp on the edge of the ice. Their boat, when flipped over, doubles as a shelter. They set off to hunt. They may need to travel half a day before they find seals. Every step they take could be their last. Hidden cracks in the ice spell instant death. A free-swimming seal is impossible to catch, but Beorg knows another way. In camp, Zia is taking steps to ensure their survival. On the ice, there is no firewood, but Zia is prepared. She has lichen for tinder, and she uses animal fat for fuel. After 3 hours struggling across the ice, they have finally found what they are looking for. Air holes. Because seals are mammals, they maintain breathing holes to the surface. When they come up for air, they are vulnerable to the hunter's strike. The waiting game begins. The temperature has dropped near zero. But Zia's fire is not for heat. It serves a far more important purpose. Melting water. Without fresh water, they could die in a matter of days. But they can't eat the ice because doing so uses up too much body heat. So their only option is to melt it. Here, fire is life.
Jeder.
If they continue to be this successful, they will be able to fill their boat with seals. The clan will be saved.
Eens kijken, maar
Out here alone, exiles are doomed.
Virion.
They cannot underestimate the dangers of the ice.
Ja! Ganz Sabine!
Nee.
Hier.
The seal provides them with everything they need. The rich, dense fat is both food and fuel for their fires. Like Zia's coat, the skin of this seal will be sewn into warm clothes. Even the bones will be made into tools.
Through the identical dance.
Finit modungang samanj. Kibada badan. Christineke.
Beorg learned his ice survival skills from his forefathers.
Vrutian.
Alone on the ice, far from home, how long will it be before bad weather begins to bite? The hunting party needs more seals. But paddling further into unknown waters, they begin to encounter clues from another world. Driftwood has been floating out of the west, from a land they cannot imagine.
Witam Zurad Vokanish.
Yaginan. Min surad Peruvian.
For the hunters steering away from the European coast, this is the first hint that something lies beyond. On the other side of the Atlantic, floods have washed trees into the ocean. They are swept up by the warm waters of the Gulf Stream current. More powerful than the combined forces of all the world's rivers, the Gulf Stream is the engine of the Atlantic. After 2 weeks paddling west away from Europe, they are now almost 400 miles from home. The hunt has taken them further out than Beorg has ever been before. And in the Ice Age, they were able to witness a natural marvel.
Uiteindelijk giving je.
Zadiki.
Inge bedajan gingen aan die dansen.
Hikikingen. Lexenit Virion Sokoginan.
The hunting is going well, but as the only one with experience of the ice, Beorg is concerned they may have ventured too far.
Valerian!
To dressage.
With bad weather on the way, Beorg is eager to kill more seals before heading home. The only person with experience on the ice is gone. Without him, the young hunters face a difficult decision.
Ben ik toch zo weer weg?
Lekker. Zidjani. Gigina.
Negongi. Hingga sisi danidi. Ibad skama. Dinidi.
Kom! Kom, Boyan! Grangai! Grangai!
It's impossible to continue in the storm. They must return to the ice sheet and make shelter. Far out in the Atlantic, the young hunters have been caught in a severe Ice Age storm. The violent weather has kept them pinned under their boat for 2 weeks. They've hardly eaten and are half starved. and they are concerned about Giard. He has symptoms of a disease well known to sailors. Scurvy.
Inge, hurry.
Bien. Bien. Y todo. Y todo tengo bien.
The storm may have slowed, but the group is only now about to discover its effects. The storm has crushed the ice floes together. As the summer continues, the ice thins and storms shatter the floe into pieces. The fragments float free, recombine, and break apart again as they twist in a giant whirlpool, taking the young hunters with them. This phenomenon still takes place in Arctic regions today. Broken ice floes are at the mercy of currents, and especially the wind. But where are they going? The Gulf Stream drives a current that runs west along the edge of the ice. Combined with the violent storm, it has pushed them rapidly away from Europe. Moving at an average 4 miles per hour, in just 3 weeks they have been pushed 2,000 miles. They are 2/3 of the way to America. Lost in a frozen ocean, the young hunter's boat is now a burden. They have no choice but to drag it. Navigating only by the sun, they head south in the hope of finding open water. The group is now in the harshest and most barren part of the ocean. There's nothing to hunt. They've eaten the last of the seal meat. Worse still, they're dangerously low on fat. When they run out, they'll be unable to melt water and will die from dehydration. Giard's scurvy is severe. Without vitamin C in his diet, his cells are coming unglued. He is slowly bleeding to death within his own skin.
Der Inkun. Giard pliget. I fick en decision. Ibundugan. Heb je lust till en väggen? Tia. Sie berühren du!
The circumstances have left Guyan and Zia with few options. Prolonging Giard's life only endangers their own. But Giard's blood and even his flesh could provide them with nourishment.
Guyan? Sky mo, Guyan? Tranzinakan dito siya.
Aqui é longe. Engagante.
Porfirio. Gerald Aldo and Batayan.
Os good Zengas. La carte dans figné, Gregan. Engel.
The hunters finally have hope of reaching land, but they have no way of knowing what the land is or if they'll survive long enough to get there. Exhausted, the group drifts for days. Malnutrition begins to take its toll. But carried by the ocean currents, they are about to make a great discovery. Finally, after months surviving on the frozen ocean, the hunters have arrived in the New World. But where exactly are they? These are the Grand Banks. 17,000 years ago, this was the easternmost tip of North America. Today, these islands are submerged because when the Ice Age ended, billions of gallons of ice in the polar caps melted. Sea levels rose almost 500 feet. The entire coastline of North America was pushed back 100 miles. But for the hunters, the Grand Banks were a gateway to the New World. Their ocean voyage of more than 3,000 miles was at an end. But their discovery of the New World had just begun. The land holds the cure to Giard's illness. This is scurvy grass. Ice Age people knew its medicinal qualities. The stems are rich in vitamin C, exactly what Giard's body so desperately needs. The young hunters are recovering from their odyssey at sea, scavenging what food they can find in the barren landscape.
Guyan! Jan! Willidit! Ik skajme Willidit!
Back home in Europe's harsh environment, mammoths were dying out. But in North America, the mammoth thrived, feeding off extensive grasslands. Such a beast was more than just a windfall supply of meat and hide. It was the ultimate hunting challenge. The young hunters are eager to try and kill a mammoth, but they have a serious problem. Their seal harpoons are useless against such a large animal. They need spears with razor-sharp points, but they don't have the right stone to make them.
Guyan!
Kijk eens aan. Wil dit weer iets, Vuvig?
Wie staran skajmian gargarat?
Igen gini. Tenga. Dozud. Slabut.
To find the right stone in this unfamiliar land will require detailed exploration. In the Ice Age, people traveled hundreds of miles to quarry the best rock. The newcomers have no choice but to journey into the unknown. But are they up to it?
Slabut gesh. Skanyen, Jiar, skanyen. Lex Bulldog.
Siraik!
Kenyen, Jiar. Kenyen.
Kijk, hier, hè? Hier, hier!
Vandal, give me some.
Sia.
There.
Vandal Gimesun.
Atan. Big Due.
Guyan, Giard, and Zia are not the only people to have crossed the ice bridge. They have been captured by exiles who have banded together.
Kumlakad.
If the two groups can cooperate, their chances of survival increase.
Okonesni.
Ismenjlingni.
Doslakad.
Ismenjlingni.
Nanga. Doslakad.
The young hunters have no choice but to join their captors. They can't risk life without their boat. The leader of the exiles, Atan, has insisted they travel south in search of food, and more importantly, the right stone to make tools. There are increasing signs that the New World is very different from Europe. In the Ice Age, a giant wall of ice dominated North America, more than a mile thick. At the foot of the ice were great open grasslands. Grazing on these grasslands were creatures new to the clan, and others in numbers greater than they could imagine. But the new arrivals were not the only predators competing in North America. The saber-toothed tiger weighed twice as much as a modern-day lion and boasted front fangs more than 6 inches long. It could easily kill prey twice its size. Even more dangerous was the short-faced bear. Standing over 10 feet tall, this bear was the largest that ever lived. Capable of speeds over 35 miles per hour, it was the most powerful predator in the Ice Age.
Verklak. Bayan Negid. Als goed. Merk ak. Koan. Digne. Berat en belad.
The exiles were seal hunting when they were caught on ice floes that carried them west. But unlike their captives, they have no reason to return home.
Privat, Sum, Bidajan, Bigne Gengan, Suvik. Gezu. Junior Yard. Yada Breket. Yada Breket, huh? Huh?
The young hunters will have to learn to trust the exiles. Alone, they won't survive. Their new world is full of new dangers. If they are to survive here, they must fend off attackers. They urgently need new weapons, and for that, they must find the right stone. Stashing their boat, they head south away from the ice. They follow a river inland in search of exposed rocks. After a long trek, they have finally reached what will one day be Virginia. Here they've found what they've been searching for. The archaeological record shows that the clan camped here for one reason. Flint, the rock that makes everything possible. Ice Age people traveled hundreds of miles for the right kind of stone. They can shape it into knives, scrapers, any kind of tool. Giard's spear point is sharper than a surgeon's scalpel. It can penetrate the thickest hides.
Cool.
It is time to find their prey. It doesn't take long. This dung will lead them to the greatest challenge known to Ice Age hunters, mammoths.
Katanidu.
Doshu. Ang ganyan zangas. Kiyang kishan.
The group is embarking on the most dangerous and ambitious hunt of their lives. They will have to rely on each other. The ritual is cementing a bond. They are forming a new clan.
fatal.
Courage, Kimby.
Their plan must be precise. Mammoths have an acute sense of hearing and of smell. An adult mammoth can run twice as fast as a human.
Egg, zot, Mopley. Ilvig. Gian. Jad. Molig. Gekke Emra. De Zidizage. Gian.
Wat eens kijken.
Verdenkt!
Leave the ducks.
After the death of her brother, Zia and the new clan have set up a winter camp on the coast. They have a compelling reason to stay. Zia and Giard's daughter may truly be the first North American. She won't grow up alone. 3,000 miles away, on the far side of the Atlantic, the remaining clans still look to the sea for their survival. The ice bridge is still open. In time, others can cross. "6,000 years later, these are Zia and Girard's descendants. They have spread deep into the continent. The Ice Age is over. The ice bridge has now melted. But as one highway closes, another opens. In the Yukon and the Northwest Territories, melting ice has exposed a land bridge to Asia. New people can now enter North America. For descendants of the clan, an extraordinary meeting was about to take place. For the first time in history, humankind has circled the planet. People from Europe and people from Asia will now forge a new civilization, the native peoples of the New World. Bruce Bradley and Dennis Stanford have uncovered what archaeologists thought impossible: that cavemen from Europe discovered North America